I love a good camera bag. There's something about just finding the right one that works for you, that fits all of your gear in, that fits your style and your workflow or the way you like to travel. And I have been through, over the years, a hell of a lot of camera bags, like everyone. And I think I might have just found my favourite one yet. This is the Peter McKinnon 13 litre Sling camera bag from Gomatic, or Nomatic if you are in the US. And yes, they did very kindly send this out to me to make this video. However, after having used this on my recent travels to Greece over the last week or so, I can genuinely say that this might be one of my favourite bags I have ever travelled with. I get asked what camera gear I use on a daily basis and what I travel with when I go away. So I'm going to go through what I fit in this camera bag because it might surprise you, but also it has changed quite a lot recently, and I'll go more into that a little bit later on because I have slimmed down, or attempted to slim down, what I take away with me for various different reasons. So I'm going to go through everything about this bag and why this setup just works. The bag itself is very well put together, and if you're familiar with any of the other Peter McKinnon camera bags from Gomatic or Nomatic, it's very similar in style as well. So it's the same materials. We've got the tabs down the side so that you can attach anything to these if you would like to. We've got the Peter McKinnon and Gomatic logo on the front. We've also got the skull and crossbones Peter McKinnon logo on the back as well, and it's just really well put together. There's also little details like the skull and crossbones on all of the zips as well, which is a really nice detail. There is also a luggage pass-through on the back, so you can attach this to the handle of your wheelie suitcase if you want to. And for when you are carrying it, the shoulder strap is really thick, so that means it's going to be really comfortable to carry all day for a long time, and I have done that. What is really nice as well is that on the back where the strap does attach to the bag, these actually spin, and what that means is that it's always going to be, no matter how long you have the strap and where you are carrying it on your body, these are always going to be in a comfortable place to make the bag as comfortable to carry as possible. And finally on the bottom there's also some more loops, so you can attach a couple more accessories if you'd like to, maybe a tripod or something like that if you are going to be traveling. But it is really well put together. Materials are great. It's going to be waterproof or water resistant anyway. There is one thing that I especially like about this camera bag, which I'll come on to in a little bit, and it's what usually put me off from using sling bags in the past. I've never been a huge fan of sling bags, but this one kind of changed that for me. So let's get inside and I will show you what I carry with me on a daily basis. And I'll be honest, I have slimmed this down a hell of a lot because over the years I've carried with me way too much gear when I've gone away, and I've never actually used all of it. So I've deliberately tried to slim it down and carry with me as little as I possibly can. But as you can see, inside this camera bag, there is a hell of a lot of space for such a small bag. You can see that we've got this big compartment down here. We've got some more zips with some nice details inside, which says like "Fly the Flag," the Peter McKinnon slogan inside the zipper. We've got some slots to carry our SD cards and some slots to carry some spare batteries down here as well. Little tip, when you are carrying spare batteries in these, it is quite easy to forget which ones are charged and not charged when you are traveling. So what I like to do is I will put the battery in the slot with the contact points facing up if it is charged and down if the battery is dead. And then I know when I'm going in and out of my camera bag and changing batteries, I know that that battery is charged or not charged. So that's just a nice little tip. If you wanted to, you could put a little sticker on the end of the battery, but I just like to use the contact points. If it's pointing up, it's charged and I know that I can use that battery. In here in this big compartment, I just like to keep things like filters. This is a K&F ND filter with also mist as well, which is really nice. It is a 2 to 5 stop variable ND filter. I will pop a link to this in the description down below if you want to go and check it out. I'd highly recommend that. I really like having mist in my filters because when I am filming video, I don't like it to look too digital and I want to try and soften it just a little bit. And by having the mist built into the ND filter, it means that I've not then got to go and stack on another mist filter on top, and then I'm using 2 filters. Using this just means it's 2 in 1 and it's really easy to use, and it comes in a nice little case as well, so I'll link that down in the description. Right, so let's get into the main part of the bag itself, and you're probably going to be most excited about this side. I will get onto that very shortly, but you're always going to want to carry a good pair of sunglasses with you. These are mine from Sun God, and I love them. They're excellent. You're always going to want to travel with sunglasses, especially when you're going somewhere hot. Now, my camera of choice. I've always been someone that likes to travel with two camera bodies typically, one for photo and one for video, and that just allows me to keep things separate, and it just fitted my workflow in the way I like to create things. And that has changed very recently because of this camera. Now, the camera I am talking about is the Lumix S1R2. This has genuinely changed my entire workflow just because of how good it is. Now, obviously we've got the 44 megapixel sensor, which is great for photography. You can get some really high detail images, but the video specs on this thing are insane. Now, that means that I always want to pick this camera up when I'm going out to do photography for obvious reasons, because I'm mainly a photographer first. However, when it comes to video, it means that I'm not then missing out on anything just because of how good the video specs are in here. And in Greece last week, I was filming in 6K open gate, and then I could quickly and easily flick the photo video dial into photo and start capturing images, and it just happens so quickly. And this camera has genuinely changed the way that I work because of that. It has changed my entire workflow, which is absolutely brilliant, and it means that I can now just take one camera with me and I have everything that I could possibly need. And then it means that I'm saving space in my camera bag, and I can also travel with a smaller camera bag. Honestly, that in itself has made such a big difference, and it has made things so much easier, and it freed me up to be more creative and just think about what I'm shooting instead of what lens am I going to use, what camera I'm going to use, which camera I'm going to use. Just makes things so much easier. The lens that I took with me, and again, I would usually take a few lenses with me when I'm going away. I'd take a couple of prime lenses and a zoom lens. I just went with one lens, and that lens was the new Lumix 24-60 f2.8. I love this lens. I'm a big fan of the Sigma 24-70. I'm using it right now on the Lumix S1 II to film this video. I think I prefer this one, and I'm gonna make a video dedicated about this lens, so make sure you subscribe if you don't wanna miss out on that. This is a lot smaller and a lot lighter than the Sigma. I think it's even smaller than the Mark II Sigma. I use the Mark I Sigma 24-70, and it is quite heavy and quite big, but I'm a big fan of this. And I might actually make a video all about why this setup is the perfect camera for travel photography and video, and you don't need anything else. So I said my travel setup was quite boring because that is mainly everything I take with me, apart from just my little accessories side that I have set up over here. This camera bag does come with two dividers, however I'm just using the one so that I can carry my camera and then all of my accessories in here. One of those is my Mantis pod. I think it's called a Mantis pod, I forgot. It is called a Mantis pod. I don't want to carry around a big tripod with me. Obvious reasons, again, I'm trying to minimize on the amount of gear that I'm carrying around with me. This is absolutely perfect if you just want to set up a quick talking headshot or just capture something on a tripod, film yourself. You can hang it off things as well using this little hook just here, so you can get some nice creative angles if you wish. I still use the Rode Video Micro. I have had this 8 years, something like that, something crazy, and it is genuinely still a really good microphone. It costs like 40 quid, and if you just want to be able to capture short moments of you talking to camera, vlogging, just capturing ambient audio, you're going to get much better results using this than the built-in microphone. Obviously there are better microphones like the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, the NTG, and I think Shure, or is it Saramonic? They do a couple of shotgun microphones on camera as well, but it's so small that you barely notice it, and it still captures great audio. It's not powered, but it is directional. It means you're going to capture a much crisper audio than just using the internal microphone on your camera. So this I would highly recommend, and it comes with the little windshield as well to keep the wind off your microphone. I carry with me a battery charger for my camera batteries. It's just a cheap one off Amazon, and also a wall charger just so I can plug them in. I typically travel with 2 or 3 batteries. I will carry 2 in the little battery compartments on this bag, and I'll also have 1 in my camera, so I travel with 3. Essential thing is a power bank. You never know when your phone is going to run out of charge and you need a bit of juice just to try and get across part of the city, whether you need to pay for something, Uber, taxi. Also SSD, this is just a SanDisk 2TB SSD, which I'll use to back up all my photos and footage at the end of the day. Again, everything is linked down in the description if you want to go and have a look. And then finally, my MacBook Pro charger, which brings me on to my favourite part of the bag, and one thing that typically always put me off using a Sling camera bag. I've always liked the idea of a Sling bag just because they are so much smaller and you can slim down what you are carrying with you, but I've never found them that practical for travel because you need to be able to carry your laptop with you. On the back of this bag though is a compartment here, and you can fit in a 13-inch MacBook Pro, which is absolutely incredible, and it just fits absolutely perfectly. And to be able to carry my MacBook Pro 13-inch, if you have a 16-inch MacBook Pro you won't fit it in, but a 13-inch MacBook Pro or smaller, or an iPad or something like that, to be able to carry something around with you like this in a camera bag this size is so good, and it has meant that I can use this as my only travel camera bag instead of having to carry around another bag for my laptop and things like that. And I love it for that because it means that I can carry less, it is less weight on my shoulders, and it has changed everything for me workflow wise, along with a camera that does pretty much everything that I could possibly need it to. It means that I'm not missing out on anything at all, and I just need to carry around this little camera bag. I told you it was a little bit of a boring travel camera setup, and it is boring, but for very good reason, and I love it for that. I like simple things, and being able to carry around with me much less gear but have more capabilities because of a camera like this has changed everything for me. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What gear do you like to travel with? Are you as bad as I used to be for carrying too much gear around with me, and are you looking to slim down your gear? Everything that I carry with me is linked down in the description down below, so you can go and have a look if you would like to. Yeah, that's it for this video. I am going to be making a video all about this camera and why it is perfect for traveling with. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.